Hey, it's Josephine from ThePointeShop. I'm in Orange County today, and I got to fit my friend Leia. I've known Leia for a long time because of her daughter Bella, who is on Pointe. But Leia's really special because she is an incredible tap dancer, and she's a wonderful person to represent the tap community. She has her own tap company. She's performed everywhere, and she's just a very lovely person to work with. So you actually were trained in ballet.
Yeah.
And then you did
I did Pointe, yeah.
Wow.
And I have really weak ankles, which loose ankles is great for what I do in tap, but weak ankles is terrible, which is good. Why cross training is so important.
Yeah, I noticed that you were doing some steps where you were on the side.
Yeah.
That scared me for a second.
Yeah.
It's so scary on to do that.
Yeah.
But then I guess you need this is a different sound.
Yeah, exactly. And I personally don't put weight on the side. I don't do the walk on, whereas some younger students will do that. They have the agility to do that still, and plus they haven't usually at that point gone through any trauma.
Do you ever go on your toes?
I don't choose to. I don't like to. A lot of people choose to. I'll do one-footed up on the toe, and then we'll do something on the right foot.
Got it.
I do a lot of stuff hitting the toe, but to put weight on it, just doing anything on the toe makes me...
You use every part of this shoe to make different sounds. I thought that was so crazy. This is so heavy too. There's no Pointe shoe as heavy as this. Pointe was very, very difficult for her because she is very weak on her ankles and she has very sensitive skin. So everything hurt really bad. So she's really wide, really sensitive skin, and she has very weak ankles. Even when she's just walking around, it's very easy for her to roll her ankles because that's just the type of feet that she has. Knowing that we have an ankle thing.
Yes.
So I'm trying to get you something that is a bit stable.
You know, I used to love Pointe so much, but I used to love going through my Pointe shoes because after I was done, I would hang them up on the side of my bed. You deserve to hang them up as a rite of passage.
Exactly. Can you stand up for me?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're going to stand in first position. Can you lift up off Pointe? I know, you're I have PTSD right now.
Oh my God, this is so emotional.
And that's up.
This is amazing.
Yeah, this looks pretty good on you.
Oh my gosh.
So knowing that you have the more sensitivity in the skin, and you need a little bit more stability, and then to get over the box, so I'm giving you something a little bit more.
I know, I'm trying to push onto the box as much as I can. I feel it.
It looks good though.
I never thought I'd be back here again. Ever. In Pointe shoes.
You're I'm not home. I wanted to make sure that she was getting a shoe that was soft enough so that she can get on top of her box because she is quite flat on her feet and she didn't have as much ankle mobility as I was hoping that she would have. So I was afraid that she wasn't going to be able to get over on her box, but she definitely was able to. And the most important thing for a dancer like Leia to have in Pointe, if she were to pursue that, is to have something that is really sturdy and really stable because she's so prone to rolling her ankles and she's already rolled it so many times that we want to prevent that as much as possible. So something that's almost like a cast. So something that is sturdy, wider base, something that would be a little bit easier for her to stay up on Pointe. I think when you were fitted for Pointe shoes, this is what I'm imagining. There wasn't as many options, so you might have always been in a shoe that's too narrow for you. If it's too narrow, it actually leads to a lot of injuries too. So
it was constant. It was just every year I was rolling it. It was creating more strain.
Exactly. So if it's too narrow, then it's so easy to roll over, especially to the side. Because your feet are spilling out of your shoes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So this is something that you would do if you were to ever go back.
That's so crazy. Yeah. I just love that people have more options.
A few differences between the tap shoes and the Pointe shoes though. The tap shoes, they don't have that many models. So Pointe shoes, if you take a look at our showroom, there are hundreds of different models that you can choose from. And there's 4 or 5 different widths for every shoe, and there's different platform sizes, different vamps, different widths. But for tap shoes, they're still not as big of a variety. So they're still fitted like a regular shoe. There might be narrow, medium, and wide, and you can customize certain materials, but it doesn't have as many shapes as Pointe shoes does. So there isn't much of a fitting process for tap shoes. And that might be something that someone might explore in the future, probably not me because I'm stuck in ballet here. I asked her if she likes to wear socks in her shoes.
I don't, personally.
Why is that?
I should.
Yeah.
I like the feeling of feeling my feet doing what they do, as opposed to like something in between me and my instrument.
Which is very similar to how certain dancers want to wear their pointe shoes. Now, I always say that you can use as much padding as you wish in your pointe shoes, as long as it's not so much that it's restricting your feet. So I'll give you as much padding as you need to be comfortable, but the less is better. And that's because the closer your foot is to your pointe shoe, the easier it is to control it. So if you have like weaknesses in your ankles like Leah does, it's very important to get fitted tighter so that you can really control your shoes better. How quickly do you go through them?
Not quickly. And I dance in them a lot. So I dance in them every single day. And I gotta let them dry out because they get super cruddy on the inside.
Do some people like it like newer or older? Like do different people have different preferences?
Nobody wants them new.
Nobody likes them new.
No.
Because it's not like
it's not
valuable.
home. It's not home.
It's not home.
It's not home. You don't know your instrument. I usually have about 3 in rotation.
Yes.
So I try not to rely on a single pair for more than so many months. And then I'll retire them for a few months, and then I'll come back to them again.
Yes.
That way I'm kind of evenly spreading the love, and they're all kind of getting worn in at the same time.
Yeah.
And then it can be like an outfit choice. Yeah. If you let it dry out so much, I've had shoes where the inside is so cracked that it's like painful putting your foot in. And so I'll get through like an hour of shedding, and it's nice and moist, and then all the leather is like nice and relaxed again. And that's the perfect spot. She rotates her tap shoes just like ballerinas rotate their pointe shoes. And also they have to dry out their shoes just like ballerinas have to dry out their pointe shoes. And she also likes to break them in before she actually performs in them, just like ballerinas do. So there's a lot of similarities in the actual shoe itself. Just like tap dancers, ballerinas use pointe shoes as a tool to really dance, to be able to perform their art. So shoes are, for tap dancers and ballet dancers, it's one of the most important functions that you have. It's the most important tool that you have. So even if she doesn't pursue pointe work in the center, or even if she doesn't want to perform on pointe, you can use pointe shoes to strengthen your ankles and your feet to pursue other dance genres. It was fun to see that crossover and see all of the similarities and differences between tap and pointe, even though it seems like there's nothing that's similar.